Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be a combination of a little bit of review and mostly a get ready with me. In this get ready with me, I'm going to be just sort of chatting a little bit about things going on with me, a little bit about the makeup that I'm using, and I'm also going to be using 3 of the products that I have been using from my January subscription boxes that I didn't really think were really interesting enough to do full reviews on, but I still want to let you know what I think of them. The look that I'm planning on doing today, although it's just a plan in my mind, so we're going to see how it turns out, is based around this Makeup Geek Full Spectrum eyeliner pencil. This is in the shade Plumeria. I've been playing around with this. I'm going to be using my Balm Mary Luminizer and also my IT Brow Power eyebrow pencil. But overall, this is mostly a get ready with me, so that is what you are in for today. So let's get my hair back and get started. I'm not going to zoom you in too much because I don't want you to be uncomfortably close while we're having a little bit of a chat while I do my makeup. And I thought I would tell you about some things coming up in my life over the next little while. That may be of interest to you, maybe not. It's only really of interest if you care about what I'm doing in my life. I'm priming with the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizing Primer. This should be my next review video coming out because I have been using this for a couple of weeks to get an idea of what I think of it. But this look is mostly going to be about the eyes, I think. So it is still freezing cold and snowy and blizzardy here in Ottawa. I've been working hard. Some of you may know that I started a new job about 6 months ago. I don't talk too much about what the job actually is or where I work, just because I want to keep a little bit of privacy. But it's been a good 6 months and it's a busy place to work, so things get a little not intense, but I get busy sometimes, which is why my schedule is sometimes a little off with making these videos, but I've really been enjoying it. I'm using my Sephora Make No Mistake Foundation Concealer Stick because it's good for a short period of time, and I'm doing this just to play around with makeup, so we'll use this for today. So with my job, now that I've been working there for 6 months, I've only taken a little bit of time off in that time. So I realized I had a number of vacation days still left to use, which is nice to be told that, you know, you need to take some time off of work, because that's always nice to do. So yeah, I think I'm going to take some time off in March. I was originally considering going somewhere warm in that time, but I don't know. I don't know that I want to spend the money on travel. Sometimes I find when I'm actually traveling, it stresses me out a little bit because I'm thinking about like what I'm doing next, and I don't know. So I think I may just end up taking a week off like later on in March and just hanging out in Ottawa, doing things around here, maybe going to Toronto, seeing some friends, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. I think that might be a nice low-key way to spend some time and some days, is just chilling out. One of the weeks that I'm really looking forward to coming up though is I get to go do some professional development with my job for about a week. Not actually with my job. I'm the only person from my work going, but it's a learning opportunity for a week, and I get to go with people from all across Canada. Basically, I'm going to a course that is a very intensive 1-week course to learn some very specific skills around finance and taxes. And it's known as being quite a good course, very intensive. It's you know, you start at 7 a.m. in the morning and you end up at either 7 p.m. at night or 10 p.m. at night. There's a lot to learn, there's group assignments. It is known as being very intensive. So saying that, you may be wondering, why are you looking forward to this? But I just love learning. Like, I find getting a chance to sit down with a textbook or listen to someone talk and learn entirely new things is just one of my greatest joys in life. I just always find it so exciting. If you are an early watcher of my channel, you may know that way back when I started this, I did a combination of like makeup videos, but also personal finance videos. I'm just really interested in investing, in personal finance, in budgeting, and all of those things. So the idea that I get to go and learn about more in depth of that for a certain amount of time is just really fun sounding to me. I mean, they sent us a message saying that you're going to be taking home a 5-pound textbook, so make sure there is space in your luggage for it. That makes me really excited. Call me weird, I don't care. I am looking forward to it. And I also have to say that I am looking forward to staying in the hotel that I get to stay in. It's actually, I don't travel much for this course. It's about a half-hour drive away from my home. But because the course is so intense, they tell you to stay there. I mean, you kind of need to. First of all, it's the middle of winter, so you never know what the weather is going to be like. You don't want to be commuting back and forth so early in the morning and so late at night. But it just goes so early and so late, and with everybody else staying there and doing group assignments, you kind of need to stay there and be there with everybody else. I'm just using some of the matte colors from my Pure Soiree diaries just to give myself a little bit of crease color and a little bit of a base here. So I love staying in hotels. I know that's probably not an unusual opinion to have, but I don't get to do it that often. I don't do a huge amount of traveling, and when I do, it's usually to see friends and family, so I'm staying, with them. But I love the pure crispness of a hotel. I love how clean everything is and uncluttered. I think that's the word that I'm looking for. I still have yet to do an apartment tour, but that's what I try to go for here. It's just very minimal, uncluttered feeling. And I love that. And this hotel that I'm going to is part historic, but also very modernized. And I also love, it's so silly. I love making coffee in the little coffee maker that they give you and sitting in bed in morning having a coffee. Because when do you ever get to sit in bed and have a coffee? So because I am going to be using that Makeup Geek very plum colored eyeliner on my waterline, I'm going to go in with another Makeup Geek shade that I have here. This is Cherry Cola, and I'm really going to play up the reds. That's what I'm going for in this look. And I'm starting out on a very fluffy brush with just a very light touch to make that red work as a crease color. And good blendable eyeshadows will do this, is they don't always have to be super intense. You can also make them work in a very feathery, light kind of way. And Makeup Geek does have really good eyeshadows. Yeah, I'm really looking forward. That's coming up in a few weeks, to going, to learning, to meeting new people. We sort of got a list of all the people who are going and the organizations that they work for, and it's a wonderfully diverse group of people. So I love learning, and I love staying in hotels, and this just gets to combine all of that. So I'm just super excited. It's a Monday to a Friday, and I just think it's going to be so much fun. And I also think it's great that I work for an organization that will invest in its people like this. Like, these are skills that are important for me to know for my job, or a certain part of my job. And I highlighted to them that, I needed to know a little bit more. And there was this course, and they were super supportive of me going and doing it. So I really like how that looks in the crease right now. I'm going to do a slightly more intense color, still staying in that red family, on my lids. And I'm just continuing to use the Cherry Cola shade. So following that weekend, that course will end on the Friday, and it ends about midday for people who have to travel further, coming from all across Canada, to be able to make their way homes again before the weekend. So I will make my way back to Ottawa, and then my partner and I, boyfriend, I find saying the word boyfriend when I'm in my late 30s is a funny thing to call someone, but that's who it is. We're going to be taking a trip to Toronto, and we're going to be taking the train, which we do that for a couple reasons. At this time of year, the snow is so unpredictable, and we can get blizzards out of nowhere, and it's just terrifying driving for, 5 or 6 hours in a snowstorm where your car is sliding and other people's cars are sliding. It's not fun, and it just will put you off of wanting to travel altogether. Now that I have that very soft red all over my eyes, I'm going to go in with some of the darker browns from this palette and darken up the outer corner. So we're going to take the train, and we did get ourselves some of the less expensive tickets so that we're not, including food and stuff like that, and it'll be about a 4 or 5 hour train ride. So we figure we're going to make ourselves a little adult picnic and bring along some cheese and meat and charcuterie and have a little train vacation on our way to Toronto. We were also looking up the policies on bringing our own wine aboard via rail trains here in Toronto, and apparently you can only do that if you're staying overnight on the train in the sleeper cabins, because otherwise you are supposed to buy their wine, which is not cheap. I'm going to take a little flat, very flat brush and go into a dark brown matte in the Pure palette and just stamp that along my lower lash line, just about halfway in. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a fluffier shader brush and go back into Cherry Cola and use that to smoke out heavily along my lower lash line. And with that being real smoky, I'm going back in with a fluffy brush to really blend it. I'm gonna have to clean that up a little bit, but it is looking very dramatic. I'm gonna do the eyeliner and waterline as the very last touch after I do my cheeks and my brows. So I'm going in with this brow pencil that I received in my January Boxycharm. This is the It Cosmetics Brow Power. I have been using this. It's in the shade Universal Taupe. The end on here is a little oval, and I'm not the biggest fan. I don't think this is something that you need to rush out and get. I find that it is a little hard. I don't find I can get a great point with it once the point has, or the edge has worn off a little bit on that oval. And I just like other products a lot better. It is winter here in Ottawa, so I have been hibernating in my house probably a little bit more than I should. But it's just so difficult when it's so cold out. Like, usually my favorite way of getting exercise is to go for walks. When you have to trudge through like so much snow or it's absolutely freezing cold out, it just really diminishes wanting to go out and do that, which is too bad. I don't know, I found that since starting the new job 6 months ago, I definitely have not been getting the exercise and eating as well as I should. It just sort of seems to be, I don't know if it's like this in your life, that I can keep a few things going at the same time. Like, I can be concentrated on doing well at my work, you know, I can concentrate on continuing making my videos and, you know, spending quality time with my loved ones. And then that's like the top 3 things I can do, and other things just take lower priority. And I'm sure that I'm not alone in recommitting myself every week or every day to saying, today I'm going to exercise, today I'm going to, you know, eat better, and then the day goes on, you're pulled into doing what you're doing, and you're just trying to, you know, get to work and make a lunch and have something to take and come home, and I don't know, I've had times when I've really been good at keeping eating well and exercising as part of my life, but the last 6 months have just been super downhill, and I need to find a way to get that back again. And not many of you know about this, but I would say maybe about 8 months ago, when I was really trying to get myself back into exercising 5 days a week and eating really well, I was actually making little YouTube videos that were mostly just edited like on my iPhone. There was very little editing involved. It was just clips that were put together. And it was me talking about the exercise I'd done that day, a little clip of me at the end of the day at the gym, little clips of what I was eating through the day, just sort of spliced together in almost a keeping myself accountable way. And I did that, I think, for a few weeks daily, as daily videos. And I think I put them up on a channel. I know I put them up on a channel. Nobody saw them because I wasn't promoting them to anybody. And it did a good job of keeping me accountable. So I'm thinking of doing something like that again. Not even necessarily for like views or anything like that, but just accountability. I don't know, is that something I should do? It's kind of like keeping a journal or a diary of your activities, but then putting it out there so that you are showing people what it is that you're doing. And maybe I need to do that again, even for a short period of time, to get myself back on track. I'm gonna go in with my Ciate Fierce Flicks. I received this in my Ipsy for January, and I have been using this and I do like it. It's not the best. Like, I do find I have other eyeliners that last better, but this is decent, and it has a really nice tip on it for doing a fine line. Since this is sort of a smoky, grungy, glam look, I'm giving myself slightly thicker eyeliner than I normally would. Yeah, I do find this eyeliner is fabulous for applying, and it's very dark. My issue is that if I ever have days where my eyes are really watery, because that sometimes does happen to me, this isn't the best for lasting through that. Uh-oh, I'm getting into the dangerous territory of evening out eyeliner. Well, one's quite a bit thicker than the other, but I'm going to stop there before a disaster happens. Now it's time for this eyeliner to shine as my waterline eyeliner. And what I tend to do, because I don't love getting the pencil super close to my eye, is I just pull down a little bit, so that moves the lid away from my eyes a little bit so I can get it on there. This does apply so nicely. There's no tugging, there's no having to go back over, it just glides right on. Perfect. I think it's time for some mascara. I sometimes think I would like to get better at doing false lashes, because I do find when I watch makeup tutorials on YouTube that it's like, you know, the look looks okay, the look looks okay, the look looks okay, and then they put the false lashes on, it's like, boom, glamorous. And on the one hand, I think that'd be great to do, but on the other hand, I think I'm not gonna wear false lashes to work. I'm even unlikely to wear them out to events, just because I feel like my eyes would really react to them. So I wanna see what looks look like that don't have false lashes. So I think I'm gonna stick with not doing false lashes for now. I am gonna pop on some of my mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, mascara is on, and the two things left to do are highlight and lipstick. Let's do lipstick first. I was thinking with this look that I didn't want to do like bright red or anything, because it would just be sort of the eyes fighting with the lips. So I brought in my mellow lipstick in the shade Posh, and I might top that off with some Fairy Floss gloss to neutral it out a little bit. There we go. I like that as the color. It doesn't detract at all, but I am going to put a touch of gloss on there just to lighten it up a little bit. There we go. Not much of a change in the shade, but it just kind of makes my lips feel better. Finally, as our last step, I'm going to be using this Mary Luminizer, one of the original highlighters. I have been using this, especially when I travel, because this is so easy to just pop into a bag when I'm traveling. And I don't have a damp beauty sponge here with me, because sometimes what I like to do is put a damp beauty sponge into it and then put it on the high points of my cheeks and my face, because that just kind of makes it melt into your skin. But for now, I'm going to be using this little Crown fan brush. And I realized that when I first started doing highlight, I was thinking the high points of my cheeks, well, that's like here, that's like the highest point. No, no, no. What I'm looking to do is put it in this area, sort of where you want it to look like your cheekbones are popping. And this is a highlighter that is harder to go overboard on. It's a little more natural. It's going to give you a very natural looking glow. No one's going to look at it and say, you have a lot of highlight on. It's just going to give a very subtle, glowing, healthy skin kind of glow. I've also found, as I'm not as young as I used to be, I don't tend to do the Cupid's bow highlight as much, just because I'm starting to get a few lines around my lips, and I don't really want those lines highlighted. I am going to put a little bit just under my brow bone. And there we go. So I actually quite enjoy the final look. I thought it was going to be quite over the top looking, but I don't think it is. It's just very sort of smoky red. I am going to zoom you in so you can see the final eye look with the Makeup Geek pencil a little bit closer. I do think the red shades bring my eyes out, which is really nice. And I need to find ways to make it more wearable for my everyday life so that I can use some of these shades more often. Thank you so much for joining me for this today. I really did have fun. If you have any comments, any responses to what I've talked about, anything you'd like to know about the makeup that I was using, put all of that in the comments below. I do respond to every comment that I get. It sometimes takes me a few days if I'm busy, but I do respond. So leave all your comments down there. If you've not subscribed to my channel, click on my face right there, you'll be subscribed. Hit that bell notification down below, because that lets you know when I post, and because I'm a little busy and things are a little inconsistent, that will help you know when my videos pop up. And I'll put another one of my videos right here so that you can watch more of me on whatever lovely day you are having. Have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.